Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Your response to my videos on the 2015 Vader comics has been awesome, so I just wanted to say thank you for the support. I've just finished the 2017 Vader comics, which begin where we leave Vader screaming at the end of Revenge of the Sith. Once again, there is some great content in this series, so without further delay, let's get into the video. Do you know how Darth Vader constructed his brand new lightsaber? If not, then I'd recommend sticking around for this video. The comics begin in the medical center where Vader undergoes his transformation into the suit, and he is told Padme died due to his rage. In his furious response to this news, he throws Palpatine into a wall with the Force as his master retaliates by electrocuting him. As Vader is feeling his wrath, the Emperor is asking him where his lightsaber is, telling him to defend himself. As Vader begins to explain that Obi-Wan took it, Palpatine cuts him off, saying that it is not his blade now, it belonged to a Jedi and Vader is a Sith. Palpatine is saying this to make sure Vader understands he is no longer Anakin Skywalker and should feel nothing towards him. Feeling like that lightsaber isn't his is a small part of that. Having made sure Vader is aware of this, he takes him to a public demonstration outside the former Jedi Temple, led by Master Amida, where he is burning the lightsabers of the Jedi that fell during Order 66. It is here where Palpatine explains the process of bleeding a lightsaber crystal in order to achieve the red color. He continues on by saying that the kyber crystals are alive and therefore they can feel pain. As a result of this, Vader has to impart his pain upon a kyber crystal, and when it can no longer withstand it, it'll bleed crimson. Palpatine has big plans for what he wishes to achieve with Vader. However, he still needs a lightsaber, and for the Sith, a saber cannot be given, it must be taken. He sends Vader off to seek out a Jedi to take a kyber crystal from. The Dark Lord of the Sith acquires a ship, using it to travel to a Jedi outpost where clone troopers are currently assigned, making an inventory of the items found there. It's important to note here, and it is addressed later in the series, but pretty well the whole Empire aren't aware of the Emperor's apprentice at this point in time. Believing he is a Jedi, the clones attempt to fight Vader as he temporarily uses a lightsaber that had been placed in inventory to take them out. He accesses the station's archives, specifically looking for a record of Jedi assignments prior to Order 66. Vader is looking for any Jedi who has taken the Barish vow. He explains that this vow removes them from any activity related to the Jedi Order, only remaining connected to the Force. This means that they would have sensed Order 66, however wouldn't have responded to it, therefore they should still be alive. Vader's droid completes the search of the archive, locating someone by the name of Kirak Infala. Having been many years since Kirak was involved with the Jedi, he has had one mission whilst away from the Order, and that is to fight. Kirak senses the darkness as Vader travels to the river moon of Aldalim, in the Mid-Rim, in search of him. The Jedi throws Padawan training tools at the Dark Lord's ship, forcing him to crash land at the bottom of the mountain that Kirak is based on. Learning that Vader was the one who carried out Order 66, Kirak tells him that he will wait for his arrival at the top of the mountain. The mountain is called Pass Val, which was designed to test any Jedi who would go there. The higher they ascended it, the more demanding the challenges became. Immediately, the Jedi unleashes a wave of water upon Vader at the base of the mountain, where he parts it with the Force and begins his climb. He reaches a bridge where a swarm of Raptorans ambush him as he begins to dispatch them with the Force. Kirak can see Vader destroying them with relative ease and allows him to pass, putting a stop to all other obstacles as Vader reaches the top of the mountain soon after. He throws the Jedi aside with the Force as his loyal training droid attempts to defend him, before Vader rips his arm off and throws him down the mountainside. This reminded me a bit of Megatron and Jazz in the first Transformers movie. He uses the training droid's saber as he begins to duel Kirak, before his leg that was damaged from his encounter with the Raptorans gives way and snaps at the knee. Vader drops to his knees as Kirak pushes him off the mountain and he falls all the way down to the base. Vader lands near the training droid he had thrown off the mountain and uses the Force to bind the droid's parts with his body, reconstructing his leg and reinforcing other damaged areas. Meanwhile, Kirak has gone back to the city, ending his self-imposed exile, believing that he has killed Darth Vader. He goes to collect his Jedi Starfighter, wishing to track down Vader's master, destroy him, and return light to the galaxy. As he is finishing a tune-up on his ship, he can sense the darkness once again. In disbelief, he goes outside and sees the figure of the Dark Lord standing above him on top of the city's dam. Igniting his saber, he leaps up and confronts Vader once more. Members of the local security team attempt to stop the battle as it is taking place on infrastructure that would leave the city very vulnerable if damaged. Vader plays on the Jedi's morals as he throws them off the edge to their presumed deaths before Kirak uses the Force to save them. Kirak calls Vader a monster as he thrives under this label, beginning to crush water storage units. The Jedi is using all his energy to contain the water, as Vader seizes the opportunity to take his lightsaber. Having obtained his objective, the Sith Lord force chokes Kirak, as he pleads with Vader to let the citizens live. Vader crushes his neck as water floods the city, drowning it all as he stands atop it alone. As the Dark Lord leaves the planet, a hologram of Palpatine appears, notifying him that his droid was instructed to bring him to one final destination once he has acquired a Jedi's lightsaber. Vader arrives at Mustafar, as the planet has a strong connection to the dark side of the Force, as well as being the location which he suffered his defeat to Obi-Wan Kenobi, which would add to his rage. Palpatine describes the nature of the kyber crystal he currently possesses as alive, and pulsing with light side energy. It is Vader's job to muster his strength and bend it to his will through making it feel his pain and rage. A cave calls to him as he goes inside it and disassembles the lightsaber, revealing the kyber crystal within. He attempts to bleed it, however the crystal resists him, causing a burst of energy that sends him flying, cracking one of the lenses on his mask. I absolutely love this next part as he goes into another imagination sequence where he returns to Palpatine's office, revealing the lightsaber blade as steel green. His master, seeing he has chosen the light side and weakness, starts a brief duel with his apprentice that ends swiftly with Vader killing him. He then finds Obi-Wan, where he removes his helmet, showing the face of Anakin Skywalker. His former master shuts off his lightsaber as quickly as he ignited it, realizing who is kneeling before him. We go back to Vader in the cave, where these visions in his head have caused him great pain, as he refuses to believe they are a possibility. He once again attempts to impose his will upon the crystal, with his anger and pain rising to the forefront as he has seen memories of Obi-Wan leaving him on Mustafar, him bringing his dead mother back to the Lars homestead, and his first encounters with Padme, with the last image being that of Palpatine, the man who manipulated him for his own gain, and has left Vader feeling hopeless, alone, and a shadow of his former self. This sends him over the edge, as he successfully corrupts the crystal as it bleeds crimson. He returns to his master, sending his 2 Imperial Royal Guard flying into his office windows as he ignites his red saber. That is how Darth Vader acquired his red kyber crystal, although at this stage he was still using Kirak's lightsaber hilt. So, how did he get the famous hilt that we all know? I'll explain in another video how Vader comes to meet the Inquisitors. However, he is on a mission with the Ninth Sister, who we met in Jedi Fallen Order. They are investigating a possible Jedi sighting when Vader walks into a trap, with the bar being full of bounty hunters, and he is the Jedi they are searching for after a hit has been put out. One of them uses a tractor rifle, essentially a tractor beam within a gun, to steal his lightsaber. However, he uses the Force to pull it back to him, and we're left with a scene very similar to Rey and Kylo Ren with the Skywalker saber in Snoke's throne room. The lightsaber cracks, and the kyber crystal falls out. After a brief skirmish, the group responsible for Vader's lightsaber breaking flee the scene, and after locating his kyber crystal, Vader pursues them. He catches them and forces them to trace the hit that was put out on him back to the source, discovering it came from the top of the Senate building. Whilst travelling back to Coruscant, we see Vader constructing his new lightsaber, the one we have all come to recognise as Darth Vader's lightsaber. If you didn't know either, it is the same model as the lightsaber Anakin Skywalker used up until it was destroyed in the droid factory on Geonosis in Attack of the Clones. So, there it is guys. That is how Darth Vader obtained his kyber crystal, bled it, and then a little later on constructed his lightsaber hilt that we are all familiar with. This 2017 Vader comic series was unreal, and I cannot wait to bring you guys some more videos on the content I read. We're almost at 200 subscribers at the time of recording, so I wanted to say a big thank you for all the support, and until next time, may the Force be with you, always.